Hey folks, this is Vince, the Evil Dungeon Master, the Evil DM, here with another video here on my channel about Mythic Game Master Emulator 2nd Edition. Some questions that a question I got in an email today sparked up a video about it because I needed to do another solo type of Mythic emulator type video for my channel. So I'm getting more into this stuff and want to help people out like me who look for answers all over the place. So let me get to the email here for you. This one comes from Stephanie. Hey, Evil Dungeon Master. Just recently found your channel, been enjoying the videos, and mostly been enjoying the solo RPG stuff, like Mythic and All Flesh Must Be Eaten. I have a 2 players, no GM game going on my channel here that I usually do on Twitch that I port over to the YouTube for people to watch because not all the time they can get things on Twitch, or they don't like Twitch or don't want to sign up for there. So I have it here, and it's me and Jeff. We're doing All Flesh Must Be Eaten, and we've done some pretty cool stuff there with the Mythic Game Master Emulator, world building. There's an episode we did some world building to figure out things, and it really gave us some in-depth about the game. It was a lot of fun. Check them out, those videos out if you want, through here on my channel. Otherwise, just continue along. You guys are a blast to listen to with All Flesh. I've never heard of that game, but it looks interesting. Yeah, All Flesh by Eden, maybe Eaten by Eden Studios, is a D10 system-based game. It's a lot of fun. Anyhow, my question about Mythic: can you do a video explaining the difference between threads lists versus character lists in Mythic? I was reading it and didn't quite understand when I should put something on there and what types of things I should place on there. Thanks, bunches. Stephanie. So, what you can do is in the back of the book on page 193, they have the adventure lists, which you can basically copy this and, print it out, whatever you want to do. Or you can just go right to the Mythic game site, which is the Word Mills Games website, and download it right from here. You can get the eventual journal sheet, the adventure list, features, things, and things from previous editions as well. Mythic role-playing game itself, the emulator 1st edition, the Mythic adventure sheet. And the original one didn't have a good sheet like the 2nd edition does. It kind of just had on the right-hand corner and had threads and characters and stuff like that, and didn't have it broken down like this, and you had to kind of do it on your own. But this one, obviously 2nd edition, breaks it down a little bit more for you and gives you more explanation, a little more options. Again, I fall towards the 1st edition of this more than the 2nd, but now that I'm more getting into role-playing with solo, I've been reading this more and more. And it's a giant book to actually absorb, so that's why at first I was a little intimidated. But, I mean, I knew the basics. It's just, this added a lot more to it. Anyway, you can download it from there in the book, or photocopy it. Photocopy. Anybody use photocopy anymore? Print out a copy of this so you can write it or whatever. Go to the library, 25 cents. Remember that? No, dating myself here. So anyway, page 62 has a pretty 60 to 63 has a pretty good example of all these things. But a threads list, basically, to sum it up, is the things that you want to keep track of, such as events that happen in your game, quests that you pick up, goals you want your character to obtain throughout the adventure, things the character wants to do or find out. Now, character lists, on the other hand, is pretty much straightforward. You keep track of NPCs as long as they have influence over the game. Now, you're not going to put down the bartender unless the bartender has some type of influence on the game at the current state it's in. You could do that. But you're going to put major NPCs, named NPCs here, like a rival or something like that, or maybe someone you're looking for. Locations. You could put locations in here, and Mythic does go over putting locations on the character list, and we'll go over that in just a moment. Groups and factions themselves can be placed in the character list. Objects can be placed in the character list as well, as long as the object has a major impact on the story at hand, much like NPCs. Now, you're not just going to put down sword. You're going to put down a magical sword. Maybe it's a magical sword of sunshine or something like that. And you're looking for the magical sword of sunshine, so, it may happen in the adventure, so you're going to put it on your character list. Now, when you're starting a game from scratch, we're going to be looking at this sheet here and not have anything to do it. Now, it does suggest in the book when starting to basically jot down a few things to get the adventure cooking, so to speak, or kicking off, things like that. You want to write a few things on your thread list, a few things you want your character to explore or do. Let's say you're doing a fantasy adventure and you're a magic user and your magic user is going out on a quest by himself. Now, what do all magic users want in their magical life career? They want to find new spells, so they want to find a place to research new spells. Maybe like a nice old library that has tons of books so they can research. So on the threads list, they would list, here's the form fillable one right here, so we can get to that. I have it ready. We will put down, find old library to research. And I cannot spell today. Research it. Hire henchmen to carry stuff. Things like that. Those are like things you want to do. Maybe to discover new lands. I don't know, something like that, right? Now, for character list, you can put down, well, you're a magic user. What was a magic user also search for in search of new spells? They search for a higher level magic user. So search for magic user master or high level. We don't have a name for him right now because we don't name him right now. We name him when we go out through the adventure, or you can name him now if you really want to. It's really up to you. Maybe you want to put down, they had a little spice to your game. Rival. Name him. You can go through naming him and what he looks like, and you can find a generator for that if you want as well. Now, where you get your hometown, where you came from. You put that down because that's relevant to the story. Now, let's say you're in a land, this adventure land, and you're in your hometown area or in the general area, and there is a lot of goblin attacks going on. Now, you'd think you'd probably put that under the thread list, but no, you would not. You'd put goblin attacks under character list because it's something that's consistently going to be happening, and it's basically a thing that's happening in your adventure. Another thing, you're going to be traveling along. You probably have a horse with a cart. Cart breaks down. So page 62, adding events to the list. Adding events to character list, especially before your character begins, is a great way to seed your adventure with desired results without knowing exactly when or how Mythic will add them in. This helps to make sure you have the kind of adventure you want while still maintaining a level of surprise. They give you an example of an adventure set in a zombie apocalypse might include a horde appears or zombie attacks as the element on the character list. This increases the chances of encountering wandering zombie hordes and experiencing random zombie attacks in your adventure, which is exactly what you want in a zombie apocalypse. Just like with other characters, treat the event as something that can happen, that can act on its own. An event focus of an NPC action that invokes a zombie attack from your character list means the random event is about zombies attacking. Zombies attacking. If the event focus is involving zombies attack and is NPC negative, then maybe the zombies attacking is with a disadvantage, such as being trapped on a car or unable to reach the PC as they're able to move away. As with any random event, the meeting tables will give you more specific details. So that's one of the things you can do for the adventure list. So your adventure list will kind of look like this when you start it up. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, this is what you can be starting with. And this is a great way to start. Discover new lands might be a little bit broad, but you can narrow that down. And when using this chart, and I know she didn't ask this, but just in case someone else is quite wondering, they have these numbers here along the side here. So when it says to roll randomly or pick something or move away from a thread or you get a character or something like that, you would roll. So I have nothing else in these boxes. So this would be box 1, 2, this would be box 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you fill them in and you want to roll randomly on this list instead of picking something, you would see how many things you have filled up. I only have this filled up right now. As you go along, you'll get more filled up and more filled up as you cross things out or erase things and add things. But since there is nothing to roll, I would just roll on the secondary number here to pick something randomly. I roll a d10, or in this case, I can even roll a d6 because there's 6 things here. A d8 if there was 8 things there, and a d10 if there were 10 things here. Because then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. But since I only have 6 things here, well, it's technically 3, but it goes 1 through 6. I can roll a d6, and it'll pick a random thing for me. This one's got all 10 filled up. Roll 1d10. Or you could do like the book says, you still roll 1d10. If you get a blank area, you pick or roll again. So that's how that's filled out. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to do. Roll on the blue column first, and then roll on the white column. If there's nothing in the next boxes, don't roll on the blue column. Just roll on the white column here, or the white and blue column in the middle here. And that's how adventure lists are broke down, and that's the difference between threads and characters. Again, characters are NPCs or things that have influence on the game, such as locations, groups and factions, and objects, as long as there's a major impact. Threads are quests, goals, things you want your character to do or find out. Maybe we can do find long lost father. That's a goal. Who knows if it's even going to happen? It may happen. It may not happen. But it's something your character can quest for, and the GM emulator can actually spontaneously, pick this and give you some keywords, and you have to roll with it and figure something out for it, which is a lot of fun sitting there trying to do that. This is why solo RPGing is, at times, kind of interesting and a lot better. I'm thinking almost sometimes when you're playing with a group. Maybe not. With that said, I'm going to head out. I hope I've answered your question, Stephanie, and thank you for writing in. If you'd like to write in, ask the DM at theevildm.com is my email address. Or you can go right to YouTube and just leave a comment on one of the videos, and I'll try to answer it from there in another video. Don't forget you could join this channel for 99 cents a month by clicking join, and you get access to videos ahead of time you get access to videos ahead of time earlier than the public, and you get your name on the card list at the end as a special thank you. With that said, I'm going to head out. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, and God bless everybody.
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put